Hello.
Hey.
Hi, family. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, so I've been. Sometimes we get asked about. I have friends or other people who talk about like how hard it is to find a mate
A
that's
match.
a match. Like it's a good fit for you. Um, when it comes to the dating worlds. I feel like there's some things that I can speak to, and there's some things that, like I I couldn't tell you the first thing about like meeting somebody these days.
No, when it
Like
comes to the online and apps, I feel like that
that, I
was
would be a fish out of
yeah,
water.
or it was before our time. So
Yeah, like I wouldn't know the first thing on how to navigate actually meeting somebody. Like back in we met on the phone, not some.
it's not much too different though.
I mean, I guess it's not too different when we met on the phone, but it was by chance. It wasn't like we saw it.
Yeah.
I did. You know what? Ooh, I did swipe, didn't I? Because I scrolled anyway. Because I scrolled down to the T's and clicked on Tyler.
Mm.
So somehow I chose you.
Because love is blind.
It was like Love Is Blind. Oh, I like that show. Um, yeah. So we can't speak to that. Um, because I mean, and so truth be told as well, like I don't know if I'm actually good at first impressions.
We only know what we know.
Yeah, like I don't. I we know what we've experienced, so I count myself very fortunate that Tyler actually wanted to continue to pursue a relationship with me because I don't know that I'm amazing at like convincing. I don't know. I'm kind of awkward because I'm more not awkward. I am. I'm making it awkward right now. Anyway, what we can talk about though is
What we will talk about.
what we will talk about today. I thought it would be fun to kind of share. So maybe you've met somebody. You swiped. Is it left or right?
I don't know.
I think you swipe right. I think. To
I don't
like
know.
to confirm that you like that person. Anyway, you swiped and you like them and you're gonna meet them. And today we're gonna talk about. We're gonna each share like what are our top three things. Like you're about to go on this date. How do you know that they are spouse material? What are some things that like hindsight now, right? Like we've been together 20 years. What are some things that I'm like, giant green flag? Yes, that is something that you should look for in a spouse. And so we're going to both share. We haven't shared with each other yet.
No.
So you might be in for a treat.
My mind's going really quick.
But Tyler's going to go first.
Yeah.
So top three things. Let's talk about it.
Green flags.
What are those biggest green flags for you?
And I go back and forth. I have like things popping in and out. Depending on your age, like me now, slightly different cat-like things that I would look for.
Well, you have to think like universally.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of go. So like
Okay.
anywhere, some I don't know. For me, probably things that are anybody in their late 20s maybe and up. Maybe I'd put it in that category.
But why wouldn't they apply to somebody younger?
Because they may not be. I guess it's anybody who wants to be in a serious long-term relationship. Maybe.
Well, that doesn't disqualify. We were young.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like.
Well, okay, get to it. What is it?
Anyway.
Let's find out what it is, and then I'll stop judging you. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
So some things that need to be on my checklist, which I don't know. I would say pretty broad. Number one is a sense of humor, like the ability to have fun with that person, and so building dates or experiences along those lines just to see how they play. And some of those things can go crash and burn. I know, like if both of you or either one of you is super competitive I could see that going sideways,
I
but
mean,
to a point.
we're both kind of competitive.
Yeah. I guess it's how you how you hold yourself as far as like when it comes to the competition.
So you think like play together?
Play together
Okay.
is a big one. Like you have to have those experiences of just what it's like. And then I think you have to have something the opposite, something sort of stressful, like doing something like for us, like, we did a lot of stressful things in the beginning right away.
Yeah, we did.
So like, I don't know. And I go back and forth on these because they're like, well, like having somebody over to help you build something, like we talked about IKEA before and how it's a nemesis in relationships. So like,
but it's not necessarily
they don't have to be like
a
building
relationship Hamarsha either. Like if they are, because like I'm
good under pressure, like that kind of part where they're like,
yeah,
are they going to be quick tempered or are they going to be? I think knowing how they play and then knowing how they are under stress.
Yeah,
would be two things that I want to know.
I mean,
even if it's
you put me in the right situation. I'm not the most I'm not the most patient all the time.
And then
I feel like I'm failing your list. I'm really good at having fun, and I am very competitive.
Also, I would say, I guess religion is a big one. Like I know those topics might be a little tabooed for at the beginning of a relationship when it comes to money and religion and goals. Mm-hmm. But I would think somebody who's serious and wants to move forward in a relationship.
Like just sharing the same religion or like...
For me, that would be probably a must.
Or like, is it okay if they're just like, well, I'm kind of...
No, I wouldn't. I would want them to be serious. Like, give me a serious answer than on the fence. Because I'm not going to be there to, like, convert them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a disaster.
But it also would be hard.
If you feel like you're going to convert them, like if you're getting into it and you're like, but I'm going to convert them.
I'm going to change you.
So you don't go into a relationship expecting to change somebody.
I think that would be a big one. So, like, knowing their goals. Like, mm-hmm. Do they want kids? Do they not want kids? Like, where do they see themselves in 5 years, 10 years? Not only themselves, but as a partnership. Those are the big three.
Okay, so having fun.
Something fun, something stressful.
Managing stress, their ability to manage stress, and...
Future. Goals.
I thought you said faith.
Faith and future.
That's 4.
That was one thing.
No.
I said it in one run-on sentence.
It's 4.
Okay, those are my 4 then.
Okay.
Go. Your turn.
Right. So, it's funny because mine are actually very similar. My first thought on like finding that like person, right? Like was something that you did like extremely, extremely well, especially at the beginning, which is laughter. So you had mentioned like having fun together, like playing games, doing stuff like that. But my goodness, the ability to laugh, whether that's like, there's like little things that you do that like just catch me off guard and make me laugh. And then it's just like funny and, quirky. 'Cause it's not like, I'm not talking like telling you jokes all the time, though that maybe, is good. It's more like the ability to like laugh at life and laugh at yourself and laugh at, and just like kind of that thing, like have fun. I think for me, the way to my heart is through making me laugh. Like I just love that. I love the sound of laughter. I love everything about it. And you just feel good together, when you're laughing. So I think the ability to make you laugh is for me really huge. And something that I would advise you to seek out is somebody who can make you laugh. Their life is just full of tough things. The ability to have reprieve from that is in your relationship. Like your relationship should feel like there's times that it feels like the tough thing. Let's be honest, right? But like you and your partner should be able to come back to this, like, but we're having a good time. Um, Second thing for me was somebody that you can suffer with. So very similar to yours, but not necessarily when it comes to like a hard project or whatever. Like if you got sick, if I got sick, is that somebody that you could rely on?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, that person wouldn't step up for you, then I don't know if that's a partner that could be a life partner. Like, I feel like you do a really good job. I've had surgeries after surgeries. Obviously, we jumped in and had a baby right away, right? Like, we went through, and there were times during my pregnancy with Dylan that there was like at one point we thought maybe I was going to have to go on bed rest. Things didn't always go as planned, and you were always like, what can I do? And you would like help and step up, and you've taught our boys to do that, which I appreciate. One of my favorite things that happened after my last surgery was that like my boys showed up for me. They like brought me chocolate and like unbeknownst they just like showed up and did that, and I think that's because of your example. And so I think again, so number 2 for me would be like think of somebody that you could suffer with and you've got each other's backs. And then the third one was for me faith. Like you said, it could be like first date, it could be a little bit weird, but also like make it weird because we're talking the rest of your life. Like, find a way to slip in, right? Like you could just be like,
yeah,
I'm going to church on Sunday or whatever it is, and like see how they respond to that. Like maybe they're like, oh, me too. Where do you go? And you're like, great, right? I do think having a similar faith is going to be important. Like I've known a lot of couples who try to navigate the like, I'm this, you're that, and I'm not saying that can't work, but I think that would add another level of complexity especially once you have kids, if you're planning to have kids.
Yeah.
But I think that you know that's a whole conversation in itself. But for me, those would be the top 3. So it would be laughter, the ability to make you laugh, suffering. Those are kind of like polar opposites, kind of like but so similar to yours. And then faith. I do think future is important in being able to like. So I said that like if you're having kids, like know that, but also so much changes. Like I change my mind about our future all the time.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a forward focus. Like they have goals, maybe just in general. Like I get people, like you'd have asked me, when I was 22 and we were just barely dating, if I wanted kids, the answer would have been yes.
But it would have been no.
It wouldn't have been at 23 years old. It would have been like I had like a checklist of what I wanted to get done before kids.
Yeah.
And you would have said no. So
I would have said no.
Things change as you get more mature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like you said though, I guess that forward thinking, and I do like the idea of the other partner having a goal. Whether that's a small one, big one.
Yeah. And things have changed. Like you would have asked me at 22 about travel, and I would have said, I have no desire to see any country, right? I was like, I want to see all the states, all 50 states before I visit anywhere else in the world.
That was early in our marriage. You and I both agreed on that like we should go see all the states before we leave the States.
And we've kind of done a 180.
That has changed dramatically if you follow.
Probably been to more countries than we have states at this point. So
yeah.
And I love traveling outside of the United States. So that thing, like things like that have changed.
Which, therein lies the like somebody you get, that makes sense now why you would say somebody that is good under stress, Traveling can be stressful.
Yeah. Or traveling with your,
Especially
not
when
right
you
away when you're dating, but maybe like as things go on, like do a trip together to
good
see
way
how
to
that is.
test it. Yeah.
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 The airport itself, or
There's was it Will Ferrell that was like the quote about like the Wi-Fi? Like if you think you're gonna marry somebody, put him on a computer with really slow Wi-Fi and see how they respond first.
Sounds good though, like a good idea.
I mean,
yeah, and there's like little things that I think I've done is like pay attention to the details. Like, what are you in? Like, do we have common interests? And like, what are those? Like, what do you spend your time on? What do you spend your money on? Like,
oh, money is a big one. Yeah.
Not even talking about it. It's just as somebody who is in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Like, I pay attention to those things, and to see if they're go along with, my future as well. Like,
yeah. No, aligning on like money goals is big, or even just like, are you a spender saver? Generally, like there's the joke about like you're either a spender or a saver, and if you're a saver, you married a spender.
And
like
there's other things that are like
you want to align to the point of
the opposite. I probably put too much weight into like some things that are probably weren't prevalent, like friendships. Like, what do my friends think about you? Because a lot of times
Are you trying to say your friends didn't like me?
I don't know.
Or I guess I passed the test, didn't I? Because
that
was important.
Say yes and no, but it was like I put a lot of of weight on my own shoulders. Like, do my friends like her? And it's like I should have put more emphasis on like, how do I feel about her, or my other relationships that were strong, like best friends or family. How do they feel about this person as they get to know her, more than just like, is she fun with my friends when we go out to a bar? Like, so I put that. And then like family, like paying attention to like the nuances of how their family works, or
I mean, because like if they are going to be long term, that's going to be something like you're going to be enmeshed with that family too, to a point. Like you're going to have to see them.
How do they communicate? Yeah, there's like things that you can just step back and just like,
oh Lord,
and see how the siblings fit together, and parents. Yeah, there's a whole lot.
Side note: I'm so grateful for my in-laws. I really am.
Family dynamics is a lot.
Yeah.
In-laws and just.
Like you hear the horror stories. You hear the horror stories of like in-laws that are just.
Yeah, there's always everybody has stories about family, and there's like the crazy uncle,
like the overbearing, or I'm.
And they're funny.
I'm pretty happy with the family,
but they're not so funny when you're living them.
No, I mean, Everybody Loves Raymond became a great show that made a lot of money and a lot of people watched, and it was funny, but like in real life, having like a super overbearing mother-in-law that's in everything would be stressful.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of little things. I think
spending time together, like it comes back to like your hobbies. Can you spend time together?
Mm-hmm. Can you be bored together?
Yeah, that's probably even better.
Because,
like it's like, I'm going to go do this, you go do that, and we'll see each other tomorrow.
Right.
You can do that too, but...
You can. And I think it's healthy to a point to have like things that you do that are separate too.
Do things together.
But can you be bored together? But ultimately, I guess as we're talking about it, so like you heard our top 3, you heard also like other little things that aren't really little things. But ultimately, I think that like if you're out there and you're wondering, you just swiped and you're like, is this going to be the one? It might benefit you to make your own list.
Yeah.
Like when you picture
personal inventory of what you want.
So we talked earlier about like find that couple that you really love and then connect with them and ask them for advice all the time. That's actually one of the pieces of advice I got early on. And then like my aunt and uncle are like a couple of people that we started to rely on. We would call and be like, okay, we want to be like Aunt Carol and Uncle Rob one day. So early in our marriage, we would call Aunt Carol and Uncle Rob and be like, okay, how do How do you navigate this? I asked my Aunt Carol all kinds of questions. But I think the same can be true about something like this. So, like, think about that couple that you want to become and maybe write down 3 qualities they have or like the spouse has. So, like, if you're looking for a wife, what does she have in that relationship that you would want in a partner? And the same can be true. Like, if you're looking for a husband, what does the husband in that partnership have quality wise that you would want in a partner? Oh,
Yeah.
I just came up with that. I think that if you wrote it down and really give it some thought, and then, yeah, like, find a casual way to be like, how do you handle suffering?
Yeah. You could go to an escape room, I think.
Oh,
For
there
me,
you
that
go.
would drive me crazy. Like,
You could plan a
I
date
hate
that would
those things.
include suffering.
Yeah.
Like, go to Portland during rush hour.
Yeah.
And try to get to a reservation.
Yeah.
You could
Or
plan
any
that
city
suffering.
that has traffic.
Portland is probably the worst. Well, not Portland. I wouldn't even say Wilsonville. Have them drive through. If you live in Oregon, you know. It's awful. Anyway, make your list. Let us know what's on that list. Maybe you have 3 things that are very different from our 3 things.
Must-have qualities.
What are those must-have qualities in a spouse? Or maybe you've already met your spouse and you can sound off to. What are the qualities that make your spouse, right? What is it that you looked for? In the meantime,
See you
have
soon.
a good week.